Yes, yes. Good evening. We're live for a little late night chat. It'll be a quick one. Good evening. All right, perfect. We're all set. So, tonight I'm doing a quick late night chat. Might be quick, might not. Comme ça, c'est la vie. So, my topic for this evening is dying to be loved. And don't mind me, I'm going to have my tea. I'm going to, and also before we get off, I have some things that I'm going to show you and share. I have some people I want to shout out that have sent me all kinds of, hold on, I have to make sure I don't show my address, all kinds of mail. I love mail. I love to be loved. So we'll talk about that before I get off. Hopefully I remember. This is just my water, and you'll see I'll pour it into the mug, and then I got my tea. Okay, so hey, how are you? Good? All right. So I'll be looking at more than one camera, as you guys already know. So leave me your comments, and I'll be checking the chat and all that good stuff, right? So let's have a late night chat. I want to hear, and don't mind me, and no, I don't welcome you all to say, why are you drinking that tea, girl? You look good. I like to maintain. That's why. This is how yeah. Anyway, I'm not judging. People do what they want, do what they choose. So I do what I want for me. It makes me feel good, and I like to look good. And yeah, so I didn't just start doing this yesterday or something like that. I've been having my tea, my matrix shakes, my Chewy. I did this all quarantine long. Like I got put on during quarantine, and I'm a NutriBurst girl. So as I always say, disclaimer, I am not here to indoctrinate you into anything. Anything that I share, scripture, prayer, fitness, motivation, you already know, we talk about lifestyle and livelihood at the Gift of Gab Daily. So thank you for joining me. But we're having some tea this evening. Don't mind me, instead of having my water bottle to stir it up, I'm just going to take a spoon and mix it up. All right, sounds good? Cool. So, on the topic of dying to be loved, I want to ask you guys, are you dying to be loved? Right? My a friend of mine, oh my gosh, I don't want to butcher his Instagram name. I really apologize, Sin. So he spells his name S-Y-N, Chris Sin. And I think it's chrissin.com is his Instagram name. We were literally just talking. And he invited me to comment on his post. And it was about love and loyalty. And he wanted to know my opinion, which one I thought mattered more, right? And you know already, as we've been discussing on these videos, and if you've been missing them, you can catch the replays. They're on YouTube and Instagram. And I think some of them are on Facebook, but I digress. Anyway, so he was asking me love or loyalty. And I told him love. And I said, because unconditional love is loyalty. So I went on to explain how people have a way of perversing and pimping love. And your girl has been there. Boy, have I been there. So, as I've been sharing more with you guys about my life, opening up, and all that stuff, just open booking it, right? It's been leading us into a number of different topics, touching on things from my life, touching on things that are personal experiences to me that I haven't necessarily shared before, but I'm sharing now. So if you're catching this message, definitely leave me some comments and let me know how this resonates with you. Are you dying to be loved? Now, what does that mean? What does that look like when you're dying to be loved, right? The thing is, right, if you are not in a place, and I let Chris know that it took for me to stop, messing with people and really go all in on me to really start seeing what that meant. So, what I mean is, I had to learn what it was to love myself unconditionally first, and then everything else followed. Everything else started to get clear, right? Because when you're dying to be loved, you'll be showing up and showing up and showing up in a way you may not even mean to do it. You probably don't even realize that you're doing it, right? But then it's costing you a lot. No, I'm not trying to be like the tea lady from that movie with the spoon. No, no, no. We're not doing that tonight. But I am stirring up my tea. So, yeah. Are you dying to be loved? And what that looks like, right? So you might have this insatiable need for acceptance, right? May have this insatiable need to be loved, to belong, right? And what happens is it starts killing you after a while, right? Because now, as I've mentioned in prior videos about sacrificing the peace inside of you to maintain the peace outside of you. I mean, sacrificing the peace inside of you, pardon me, to preserve the peace outside of you. It's costing you, right? Dying to be loved, it's costly, very, very costly. I know because I've been there. And there's different forms of it, right? And it's not just with friends or associates. It might be happening at work, it might be happening with family, it might be happening in your love relationships, right? And so how you're showing up, it's killing you softly. Like Lauryn Hill said, killing you softly. It's killing you softly. So on the topic of dying to be loved, I want to share something I want you guys to focus on. And I just talked about how June 10th was the anniversary of the accident I was in. And of course, I've been through a number of things since then, right? That's not like the only thing I've been through in life, but that was pretty major. And the thing about it is, in getting back to, because I want to kind of go back and refer to the identity video that I shared with you guys, right? That break in your identity or something happening in your life that you took a hit, your identity took a hit, and now you have this imbalance going on within yourself. So when you're dying to be loved, that's also a part of that imbalance. There are parts of you that you need to embrace and get in tune with and check in with yourself, right? And work on. And we have a tendency, maybe you've been there, because I know I had a tendency to kind of sweep things under the rug and constantly say, I'm fine. Right? Total chaos going on inside of me, absolutely miserable, probably don't even want to be here, probably don't even want to be a part, but I'm just dragging myself along because, you know? And I'm not sure if how much men go through this, so I'd love my male viewers to like chime in and let me know. But I know as women, right, traditionally, you're raised to be a good girl. So your whole life, you're in pursuit of this good girl. And to be a good girl, there are so many areas and aspects of your life where you are seeking to show up and be a good girl. And what does good girl typically mean? That you're agreeable. I'm fine. And you're constantly fine, even when it's not fine. You're totally not fine. Inside of yourself, you have an opinion bubbling up and rising up inside of you, right? But then you're like killing yourself, suffocating yourself because you're choking on not letting the words out. Are you dying to be loved? See? So you have love in your life. People are loving you, but are they loving you for the right reasons? Can you relate to that? Have you been there? I have, right? So people loved me for being agreeable. People loved me for being team, right? However, what I didn't realize was the things that I was doing, right, had to do with a void. in a place in my life. And I wasn't doing these things knowingly, right? So, uh, and that's why I encourage people definitely go to therapy, because I became like this human ATM, right? And there were a lot of withdrawals being made, not just money though. And I mean, I was spewing stuff out. I was making it rain, right? I was letting unconditional love rain all over the place, right? And I'm fine. Because if I'm not fine, I'm an inconvenience. If I'm not fine, right? Like, who wants to be told, get over it? What's wrong with you? Get over it. That's not a good feeling, right? You hear your friends, your associates, your family, the people around you, the people in your life, your coworkers, you hear them talking about people, right? And then based on how they talk about people, you don't necessarily want to sleep on, well, if you talk about them like that, that's how you judge, that's how you think. I don't want you to judge and think about me like that. So I'm fine, right? But just because you're, and I don't want to take it there and say playing like you're fine, but, and maybe you're really, really trying to hold it together and be fine. I've been there, right? But it's not their responsibility, right, to show up for you, right? You have to show up for yourself. You have to reach a space in yourself where you trust and you're willing to be open and honest and say, you know what, I have an issue with the way you spoke to me, or I don't like what's going on, or no, I don't want to go there, or I'm not interested, or to say no, thank you, right? It's being unafraid to be disagreeable. The other night, I had a video and I was talking about you're not for everyone. You are not one size fits all. That was that video, the title of that video. You are not one size fits all, right? And that one size fits all comes in when you're busy being, no, I'm good. I'm fine, right? And it's not fun. You hold an opinion within yourself, and you have feelings and you have emotions, right? Like, as long as you're alive and breathing and existing, something is occurring inside of you. Are you dying to be loved? Are you sacrificing yourself? Are you sacrificing your own voice, your own opinion, your own feelings, right? Constantly putting yourself to the back. I'm fine, because you're seeking to spare others, right? Now, here's when things get toxic. Here's when things get crazy, and it's not necessarily anyone's fault, right? So that's the thing. You have to take ownership of how you've been showing up. You have to take ownership of where you've been checking out. I was the queen of checking out, the queen. It was just easier. But now the thing is, and if you've ever had dealt with someone that you felt like they just checked out, checking out is not always uh, an offense to you per se. There are people who check out because it's a traumatic response, and it's just easier to shut down and not respond to what's going on because they're frozen, literally like that inside. They might be looking like this. I'm fine, right? But on the inside, frozen, panic, red alert, or bursts of emotion. Oh my God, what is going on? Why is this happening? Right? Um, yeah, this is real life. This happens, right? Are you dying to be loved? And in dying to be loved, in wanting so badly to be accepted, to have a place where you fit, Is it costing you? Is it killing your voice? Is it killing your ability to even formulate an opinion? When was the last time you were able to clearly express exactly what it is that you want? When was the last time you were able to say no without guilt? Have you been there? Maybe you're there now. And these are things that it doesn't make you a bad person. Didn't make me a bad person, even though hurt people, right? So it's really important to work on yourself, especially once you recognize you're in like this space of hurt, because you're like a storm and you don't realize it, but you're like a storm and you're kind of like tearing up everything in your path. Hurt people, right? So it's up to you to calm that and soothe that storm inside of yourself. Excuse me. Definitely should drink my tea. Pardon. Okay, let me, I don't need this spoon. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So inside of you, because there's a misalignment and there's no peace, because you're going against what's true to you on the inside, right? What's on the inside, what's in your heart is conflicting with what's occurring on the outside. And it's important to maintain alignment within yourself. And when I say alignment, you might be wondering, well, what do I need to be in alignment with? Well, you need to check your values and your beliefs and your views and your opinions. And maybe you're saying, no, but I don't really feel any way. I mean, after a while, all that compromising, it gets tiring, it gets straining, right? Or you might be thinking, okay, if I compromise now, if I just keep holding on and holding on, you ever did that in a relationship? Like, I'm just going to keep compromising. Yes. Okay, honey. Okay, I'm all right. Yeah, this is fun, right? And even the men out there, right? Men get cheated on too. Men get hurt too, right? And maybe you've been trying to suck it up, but you took some blows to the chin and you're like, whoa, my head just keeps snapping back, right? And you're like, I'm fine. Love you too, right? Are you dying to be loved? It's not worth it. Actually, start loving yourself more and unconditionally. Yes, you make mistakes. No, you're never going to be perfect, right? But the next day is another chance to begin again, to start fresh, right? Dying to be loved. And what is it costing you? And is it worth it? And is dying to be loved, is it serving you any longer? Right? Maybe it's time to reassess and reevaluate and refresh your values and your beliefs. Maybe it's time to check in with yourself. I think it's really important to reflect and to journal. I think journaling helps us to see cycles and patterns of ourselves in our lives. If you journal, have you ever gone back and read some of your entries? I encourage you to do so and see what's coming up. And if you haven't journaled before, I encourage you to start. And that way you give yourself a chance to see, okay, what's coming up in my life? Are there any repeated patterns? You know what I'm saying? And you're able to help yourself in that way. Dying to be loved, it's costly. It's not worth it. You know? If you've ever seen someone in a relationship and they were with a serial cheater and you're wondering, why would they be with this person? They could do so much better. Oh my gosh, poor thing, right? And you want to tell them that, and maybe you did. And you're wondering, but why? Why did she still stay with him? Sis, is anyone home? Right? Or maybe you're looking at a guy and you're thinking, why is he with her? He could do so much better. Baby, call me. I have a friend for you. It's going to be okay, right? But the thing is, on the inside, that person is dying to be loved. That's really what's occurring. They're dying to be loved. They're not trusting in themselves that if they leave this person, if they walk away from the situation, they can and will find better. They can and will meet someone who will treat and do them better. That's typically the cycle that's going on. And that's why they keep staying in this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you're wondering, what kind of hold? They have a strong hold on your mind. Why can't you seem to let go of this person or this situation? And it has nothing to do with intelligence. It has nothing to do with anything other than entirely what's going on up here in a person's mind. Absolutely, entirely has everything to do with what's going on in their mind. Hold on, let me see. I have a comment. Comments coming in. Thank you, thank you. Hey, everyone watching on YouTube, thanks for joining me. So what do you think so far? Have you been through this before? Let me know. And you guys on Instagram, have you been through this before? It's not worth it at all, right? And you have to have boundaries because people will really try you. They will have every excuse in the world. No, I love you, but have you been there? Like, seriously, you love me, but it's the same offense over and over and over again. You got to let those people go. It's toxic to yourself. You have to trust that what you want, yeah, be bread. You have to trust that what you want, you can get it. You have to trust in yourself. Like, you know what? I'm not settling for this anymore. I noticed that I have this boss and I keep trusting in this company. I keep trusting in this job. I keep trusting in my manager, that if I give my all, I'm going to get this promotion. I'm going to get recognition. I'm going to, get something of this loyalty, this undying loyalty that I'm giving. And what happens? You just sacrifice yourself. We give away our power to others when we allow ourselves to be at the emotional mercy of others. I love you, but equals conditional love. And then this is Walrad's. I'm sorry. I hope I'm saying it right. We deserve unconditional love. Absolutely. And it starts with you have to give that unconditional love first to yourself, right? People treat you how you treat you. And you teach people how to treat you. Believe it or not. You teach people how to treat you. So take the time for yourself. Like when it comes to your self-care, not negotiating on that, not compromising on that. Well, you know what? I need this for my peace of mind. You may not want to come here with me. You may not like to do this thing, but I like to do this thing. I like to go to this place. This is for my peace of mind. This is for my heart. This is what brings me joy. It may not bring you joy. You don't have to come. And you have to be strong enough to walk your walk and do your own thing. Yes, thank you. Hey. And follow me on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, I'd love to connect with you. I'm at GW The Voice. And if you guys want to join me on live, you're always welcome. Send me a message. You teach people how to treat you. Very cool. Yeah, you teach people how to treat you. So I'll give you an example. Maybe you're the type of person that you have something planned for yourself that day. But if a friend or a family member someone calls you, are you the type of person that you just drop everything all the time? And then you can't expect for people to do that same thing for you. That's a whole other message in and of itself. Because you have agreements. Are you in agreement with people on what you expect and what you want? Or is it an expectation? Yeah. So you might just, You are just you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're the type that I just love unconditionally. That's just how I am. I'm just very giving, right? Now, are you naturally very giving? Here's something to discern also. Here's something to think about. Are you naturally very giving, right? Or are you giving and giving and giving and giving because you're seeking to fill something? What is your intention behind your giving? You know, are you giving with the expectation you will receive love in return? Or are you giving just to give freely? And it doesn't matter if you get something back. Things to think about. And you guys let me know. You let me know what your thoughts are. So before I go, I have something I want to read to you guys. And it's a poem that I found online and I printed it out. It's called She Chose. Hold on, my tea. Good. Okay. Pardon me. I had to, have my little tea. Okay. I like to be slim, thick, and not crazy and all over the place. Okay. We're maintaining in this season. All right. Health is wealth, everyone. So the poem is called She Chose. She chose. She realized she had this one, this big, bold, and beautiful life. And she realized she didn't want to live it, chasing and crying and apologizing, starving and fearing and regretting. She realized she wanted to live it proudly and freely and creatively, lovingly and fully and sweetly. She realized she could choose. And so she chose. And I give you that. Okay? So I want you, and it says she chose, but it can also be he chose. That he finally chose. He didn't want to spend his life broken and crying and chasing and regretting. He wanted to live his fullest life. Thank you so much. If you have an Instagram, I hope you join me. I'm at GW The Voice. Should follow me. I'll follow you back. Would love to hear your thoughts on how to move past a breakup that happens, yet you still emotionally are holding on to. I've been there. So, okay, how to move past a breakup and you're still emotionally holding on. First of all, I know people, sometimes if the person is in your life and they're like, if the person is in your life and they're like, well, why can't we be friends? Right? Why can't we be friends? I mean, we're just friends. You know how people are. No, we can't be friends right now. Maybe later when I'm whole and I'm healed and I'm over you. But for right now, I need to detox from you. So that's step one. You have to separate. Right? That's step one. Then any memories that you have, if you don't want to throw it all away, I have a sister that within 5 minutes of the breakup, she already is like, garbage, done. Emails, text, delete, 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 ciao. Okay. You're laughing. Yeah, so because the thing is, things have energy. But if you're like myself and you're just you wear your heart on your sleeve and because there's another side to this, maybe you're like, oh, but I can't, I just or you're thinking about the cost, or you're like, but what if I get with them again or something, right? Then what I invite you to do, pack it all up. It has to be out of your space. You remember the saying, out of sight, out of mind? That's where you need to put this person. So it starts with, listen, you just got to delete, you got to remove stuff. You got to take the pictures off your phone so you stop scrolling. And listen, I thought I was good. Like, now I'm grown. I don't have to do all that. I can leave it. No, 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 no. Because what happens is you go to look for something and then you go to scroll and now you're flipping past it and you're like, oh, remember that time? And oh, and then next thing you know, you're turning on the music and the songs, and there will be more than enough. You have the memories in your mind. You can't escape the memories. Really think about that. You can't escape the memories. And there will be different things that remind you of this person. So keep in mind to yourself, okay, you know what? I got to pack this away and put it under the bed. And if under the bed is too close, put it at the very top of the closet, or even better, put it in the attic. So that way you give yourself a chance to forget about it. Now, when it comes to the memories, when the memories start coming up, you need to have a plan in place. I used to call it my escape route, my escape plan, right? So you need to have some kind of an escape plan, maybe even enroll an escape plan buddy. If you have a friend, family member, someone that you trust, to go on this journey with you, and let them know. Now, don't make it someone of the opposite sex, because then you don't want to end up in a rebound relationship. Okay. Make it someone that you have a neutral relationship with, right? Or enroll in therapy. But you want it to be that you have this escape route, meaning make a plan, make a list, and make a list of like 10 things, because there might be something. If you only come up with one thing, what if you're not in the mood? Or what if your one thing is to go take a run and now it's like a hailstorm or something? I don't want to say raining, because maybe you want to run in the rain, but maybe it's a hailstorm or it's a tornado outside and you can't get outside. Now what? Right? So you want to have a list of things that you're going to do when the memories start coming up and you're like, oh man, I miss them. You're watching Netflix, you're chilling, you're totally minding your business. I'm telling you, I've been there. And you're just scrolling, chilling. Or maybe you were on social media, and social media will do it to you. All this hashtag somebody's son, hashtag somebody's daughter, and now you're feeling away. You're seeing couples goals and all kinds of stuff. Everybody's vacaying and chilling. Vacaying. Is that a word? I think I made that up. Vacation, vacaying. We're vacaying on this channel, okay? Right? And it's natural. And that's another thing. Don't fight your emotions. Don't try to like, nah, hammer it in. No, 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 because one day it's going to blow up in your face. Been there. Okay? So deal with it. Deal with it in the moment. Like, deal with it. Let the emotions pass through. Acknowledge within yourself, you know what? Yeah, I miss this person. Don't front about it, because when you front, it just makes the process even longer. Okay? So we're packing them away. We're not calling them. And if they call you, don't answer. Like, if it really comes to that point, block them. Like I said, you need your escape plan. Get some hobbies. I highly recommend get some hobbies. Okay. Let me see. Going back and seeing pictures, it's like an alcoholic walking into a bar. No need to. Also, so true. I like your idea of packing it away. It creates room for everything else. Yes. You definitely have to create room. I like that you mentioned that point, because if there's no space, like, imagine if there was like a whole piled up ton of clutter, right? Where is there space for someone to come into your life? So you need to pack this stuff up. Another thing too, I had this tendency, and it wasn't until someone called me out on it, and I didn't realize it. I wasn't doing it intentionally, I promise you, but I just wasn't aware, right? And a guy pointed out to me, I never even realized you were single. I thought you were like fully committed, wholly in a relationship. And I'm like, what gave you that impression? And then they let me know the things about me that gave relationship vibes. Like, I was given taken and unavailable energy. I'm fine. Right? And that's the thing. right? You might have some things in your life that are indicating to people that you might have even been interested in when you're ready, right? Um, but there might be something about you that's giving taken vibes because your soul, your spirit, your heart is so, you're still interlocked with this person. You know, it's like you still have a soul tie with this person. So another thing, I even went as deep as praying, you know, and journal. If you really, really, really like, nah, I gotta talk to them. I got some stuff I gotta let off my chest. Write it down. Write it down. Talk to them. Or what I like to do, I turn on my voice recorder. I'm telling you, I had some things I had to get over. Okay. Single mom, I had some things I had to get over. Hello, hi. Right. And it's better to just voice note. Trust me. And then you can delete it later. Okay. But you can talk, you know, or talk to a teddy bear, talk to the wall, talk out loud as if you were speaking to that person. But what I'm saying is work it out and work it out within yourself, right? Because another thing too, if it was a toxic relationship too, if you go to your abuser or you go to your offender, right? You run the risk of allowing them to re-victimize you, you know? And there's a lot of people, there's people that they are narcissistic, and there's people that just don't take ownership of anything, and they're just gonna sit there like, who's you? So wasn't me. Hmm? You know what I'm saying? I've heard stories of people literally catching people dead, red-handed, cheating, big hole cheating, like walking in on a whole mess. And then the person's like, well, you know, you made me do it. What? Hello? Where? Where? I made you. Yeah, you made me do it because, you know, you always do. And now they have you questioning yourself, and you're going out of your mind wondering, well, dag, I mean, oh, my breath or the way I dress. Now, I'm telling you, you could be wholeheartedly shooting with this person in the gym. You could wholeheartedly invest in them, do everything under the sun for them. I really feel for men especially. Well, actually, it's not even a one-sided thing. I came to start, you know, when I realized that relationship wasn't one-sided, in becoming a single mom and then eventually meeting single dads, I had no idea that there are women that just check out. Bye. I'm done. Good luck. Here, you keep the kids. Good luck. Ha, you're it. And they're gone. Like, wait, whoa. You know, so and that's no shade. People go through stuff. It is what it is. Whatever. No shade to, you know, dads that done left. No shade to moms that done left. We just gonna pray for them and move on. Let me keep reading the comments. Hold on. It is now. I totally own them. Believe me. Yes. Wow, that's such a realization. Imagine what we miss when life knocks on our door. Yes. I mean, life was knocking. And I was holding on to a zero, and the heroes were just flying by. I promise you. Great ideas. It was toxic. Therapy, CBT did wonders. Okay. Yes, I quote unquote, you made me do it. No, no one made you do anything. If you were cruff, you just have cruff behavior, and that's it. You're just cruffalicious. Okay. So, yeah. So, you know, and when you see these toxic cycles, it's just about, like I said, spending time with yourself and taking ownership. A really, really big thing that helped me too. You don't want to, you might be embarrassed about some things, but that is going to be so healing for you. You have to own who you were and your position in this whole thing, meaning you were not dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person didn't have a relationship by themselves. And you may not want to admit how many times you had an out that you could have been, pew, she's a runner, she's a track star, and you did it. You're sitting there like, I'm fine. Or you're like, I'm good. Yeah, you know, it's just, I'm good. I'm solid. Feelings aren't hurt. You're choking and dying inside. You have to own those times when you forgave someone and kept allowing them to come back and repeatedly offend you, repeatedly embarrass you, repeatedly humiliate you, repeatedly hurt you, lie to you, make excuses. I'm telling you, I've been through some things. Let me hear. I think it's my ego too to think like if I would have just done this, as if it's all on me alone, good or bad. Thanks for reminding me I'm not dead. I know what you mean. And I've been there. I've been there. I literally was in a situation. What time is it right now? Let's check the time. Where I am, it's 1:14 a.m. Okay. It was 2 a.m. Okay. I'm going to tell the story. It was 2 a.m. And folks are sleeping at these hours, right? But then it was like, I want to make something make a sound. At the window. Old girl at 2 a.m. Sis has 3 kids, 3 whole kids. Sis came out her way from the Bronx, New York, tippity top of the BX, all the way to Queens. Hello, hi. Sis throwing rocks at the window for somebody. Hello, that's what we're doing, and land somebody. She called him her soulmate. Shout out to Rosebud. Okay. Ding. So we're getting heal and hold. I feel it that way sometimes. You think it ends dead to begin new, but we're not. Yeah, no, you're not dead. You're not dead. What you were doing, right? You thought, I'm compromising. I was once told, and this was some really good advice my dad once gave me after a relationship, after we had a talk and he was hearing my mentality, like, what was it going on in your mind when you were making these decisions, right? And so when I said, oh, I thought I had to compromise because, and here goes that being nice, right? Because you don't want people to be like, oh, you're disagreeable, you're difficult. No one wants to be difficult. That's toxic mess. When people try to convince you it's you and it's really them and their nonsense and their mess, right? So what he said was, if you're not married, if you don't have business with this person, you don't have shared assets with this person, you don't owe it to anyone to compromise. You're welcome. Enjoy. You can take that one for free. And I giggled, but I mean, it's the most liberating advice ever. So definitely take it, because people will really convince you, oh, you'll never find a woman like me. Oh, you'll never find another man like me. They're all going to cheat. All men cheat. All men are garbage. No, you're trickety trash and you need to go. Bye. 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 Peace. Okay. So yes, take ownership of who you were in this relationship. Take ownership of it. What was the role that I play? How did this person have access to me? How did I even meet this person? How did it even get this far? How did we even get to this place? Take ownership of all of it. I'm telling you, it's liberating. It's going to be the best thing ever. And tell me how it goes. Now that we're connected, and I'll follow you back on Instagram. Keep me posted. Let me know how it goes. Check in with me. Put me on your escape plan. I'm going to be on live with Gab. Hit the notification button. I'm definitely going to be here Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. Okay. Taking off on weekends because I'll be responding to comments and interacting and planning content for the week, booking guests and stuff. But definitely hit me up, reach out to me. I'm happy. I'm happy to share from my experience. I don't claim to be a therapist or anything like that. This is just heart to heart. Okay. Love your dad's advice. Also from Brooklyn. Haha. So I hear you. Yes. Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn. I love it. Yes, you have to You have to hold it down for yourself because we are no longer dying to be loved. We're no longer sacrificing ourselves for love. Like, love does not require you to be a living sacrifice. I mean, the only person you ought to be a living sacrifice for is the Lord. That's it. Meaning, you lay down your ego, you submit to God's will for you, right? Maybe bad habits that you have that you sacrifice, an old version of yourself that was just janky and just not working out, right? We all have some decrepit version of ourselves. But listen, the quote goes, the saying goes, the caterpillar had to die in order for the butterfly to fly. Okay. So listen, sometimes and like, on National Geographic, and I don't mean to be like, I hope no one gets grossed out. I hope you don't have a sensitive stomach, right? But on National Geographic, right? Yeah, on National Geographic, they'll show like a snake and how they have to shed their layers of skin. So this old version of yourself, just shed it and pew, drop it in the garbage. And when people say, "Oh, check you out. You're acting brand new." Yes, thank you for noticing. I done changed. Okay? This is life. Life is evolution. That's a natural, scientific, biological thing. You should be evolving. You should be growing. You should be changing to some extent. If you're staying absolutely the same, is there really absolutely nothing wrong with you? Is there really nothing you can stand to work on? So that's what I mean. Get hobbies. And I don't mean like attack yourself like, oh my God, everything's wrong with me and I hate myself. No, no, no. I mean, in a healthy sense, having a self care routine, having commitments to yourself where you take yourself out, you show yourself some love. Don't just be spending your money on these people. Ciao. Okay. Where you do things for you, your goals and your stuff that you want for yourself, you're responsible to put you first. I hear too many people saying, oh, but you're supposed to make me happy, or he makes me happy and I can't let go, or she's my everything, I can't live without her, I'll never be happy again. No, 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 no. You are responsible solely for your own happiness. So whatever it is that you want to do, you want to ride roller coasters 3 days a week, it is up to you to ride roller coasters 3 days a week. Because if you only ride roller coasters once every other week, whose fault is that? Is it their fault or your fault? See what I'm saying? So when we go into relationships now, once you get healed and get whole and you're ready for your next one, remember to go into the relationship not with expectations of what this person should be or should be doing or will do or will be doing. People send their representative. It's up to you to lay out clearly, look, this is what I want. And then from there, ask them, and what do you want? What are what would you like from me? Right? And then you can agree. Now you can have some agreements instead of a bunch of assumptions and expectations, because that's when miscommunication happens. You're awesome. I heard we're really verbs, not nouns. Excited to refine that self-care routine. Yes, and keep me posted. Keep me posted. Listen, you deserve it. Turn out the lights. Dun, 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 and light a candle. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, put on whatever. Or maybe you want to look if you book, right? You know, maybe you want to get crunk. Maybe you want to get turned. Maybe you want to Millie. Whatever it takes. Maybe you want to wind up, wind up, wind up. You know, whatever it is, whatever turns you on. Whatever it is, but definitely it's about being true to you. Maybe you were just spending all that time dying to be loved and you were just torturing yourself watching shows that you don't even want to watch, listening to music you don't even want to listen to, going to places you don't even want to go to. Let me tell you, I don't want to eat from street carts. And I used to love a good bodega back in the day, but I'm very clear where I want to eat, how I want to eat, what I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? And I became apologetic about that. At one point, I used to be called all kinds of, oh, you're bougie, you're this, you're that. No, this is what I choose. This is what I want for myself. I love fresh fruits and vegetables. I like fresh air. I like open spaces. I like beautiful spaces. I like cultural experiences. And I had to come to a point where I said, you know what? I love me more. I want to listen to live jazz. You want to listen to whatever you want to listen to. We're not here to offend anyone. But all I'm saying is, whatever it is that you want to do, you know what I'm saying? I love uh, live soca and calypso. I love a reggae concert, right? So it was up to me to stop dying to be loved and sacrificing these parts of my life that light me up. I love a good bachata, ting, 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 ting. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I love compa. I love merengue. I love reggae. I love hip hop. I love Afro beats. I'm very well rounded, right? I love to go to a museum and walk around. I love botanical gardens, right? I love art and culture and music. And people just want to sit and go nowhere. How is that going to work? Right? So, another thing, too, these relationships that end, we have to thank these people. Thank you for helping me save me, because heaven only knows I was like dying. You feel me? So we're not dying anymore. Right. And part of that responsibility, freedom, is retaining our inner power, not giving it away for others' approval. Great words. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, on a final note, love your messages. Please keep this up. More love, more power, more respect. There we go. Boom shakalaka. So, thank you. So, I'm closing on this because I am going to start doing book readings starting next week. So, I'm going to show you a couple of books that are going to be queued up. Because right now we're focused on some inner work and self-love. I feel like people are coming out of pandemic and just dealt with like a lot. There were a lot of things that shook us up, and we took hits, and a lot of challenges. So being in honor of the fact that I'm a trauma survivor and a good friend, my Superman, my best friend survived getting hit by a subway train. Okay. I just had to emphasize that it wasn't some wooden choo-choo train. I mean, really, he is literally Superman. So he sent me this book. I love stuff from my mind. So thank you. Okay, it is called The Body Keeps Score: Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. And I actually wanted to share, read the back on this one because it's like really good. Then the next one, The Gifts of Imperfection: Let Go of Who You Think You're Supposed to Be and Embrace Who You Are, Your Guide to a Wholehearted Life. So we're going to go over that one. That one's really cool. Did I show this one? We'll go this one. Okay. And then lastly, you've probably heard of her. Her name is Alexandra L. Alex.ELLE on Instagram. She's such a beautiful and amazing person. And I just want to shout out the owner of Miller's Massage and Miller's Muscle Relief for sending me this one. It's called After the Rain. After the Rain, gentle reminders for healing, courage, and self-love. And the Miller's mobile massage was a lifesaver during my pregnancy. And even post-pregnancy when I was suffering terrible migraines. I mean, stress is a heck of a thing. Okay. Like I was like having all kind of paralyzing pain. I couldn't even move my neck, anything. It was bad, right? So she's amazing, licensed massage therapist. You need massage, call them. And the Miller's Muscle Relief, oh my gosh, it's a roller. It's so good. You just roll it on wherever you have pain. If you have carpal from all this texting, y'all busy texting and debating and arguing. Don't ask me about these Facebook groups, y'all. Listen. Okay, so, and I have some shout outs I want to do because, like I said in the beginning, I have some mail that I got, and I just want to tell people thank you so much. So, this book was sent to me directly by the author. Her name is Bernadette Kerr. I hope I pronounced it right. 21, the top part, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, okay? I know those of you on YouTube and Facebook can see it. I apologize, Instagram, you're looking at it backwards. But it says 21 Reasons to Believe God Delights in You, a devotional. I love a good devotional. I love me some church. Oh my gosh, shout out to my church, Christ Pentecostal Temple. I just love church. Um, yes. Yes, I love church. So I'm looking forward to this. This was a gift from the founder of Dreampreneurs Boston. Check them out on Facebook. An awesome group to network and grow. They share a lot of people's music. They're just awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I just wanted to share that and shout them out. Next, I want to show off. Now I don't have everything. Where is it? Okay. I had taken it out the package already because I wear it. But I had the package so I could get the business card. Okay. So here's my necklace. It's a custom necklace. My daughter has the one that shows the both of us. Can you see? I'm showing to both cameras. So this is my necklace that they made me. And it is from Zalani's creation. So if you have gifts, novelties, whatever you want, custom stuff for yourself, mommy and me, daddy and me, they are on Instagram, Zalani's Creations 28. That's ZILO. Let's try that again. It's ZILONISCREATIONS 28. Okay, that's Zalani's Creations 28. And on Facebook, there's Zalani Creations. On YouTube, she's Shanique, SHANI space NIQ. And there's Zalani's Creations.simdiff.com. Okay, so this is the business card. Dun, dun, dun. Boom shakalaka. So you see, okay. And I really appreciate, oh my gosh. So she sent custom necklace, one for me, one for my daughter, and they're really so beautiful. And you just put it on like so. It has a lobster clasp. I used to do beaded jewelry, so I know the names of this stuff. I'm a geek. Oh, I don't want to put it on backwards. Oopsie. What are we doing? Okay, here we go. And you just put it on. Hopefully I can do it. Oh, no. And now it's caught on my hair. Hold on. If it was the other way, I have to change it. Okay, we're just going to skip this right now. I have to take the chain to turn it the other way. I'm a righty. And well, I'm ambidextrous, but that's a whole nother story for another time. Okay, next up. And then we're off this. Awesome necklaces. That's a whole other video. Being introduced to church through Catholicism was a rougher experience. Glad to see the light in your eyes when you talk about your experience. I grew up Presbyterian, and my church, you can look them up. I invite you to come. I'll message you on Instagram. We have a concert coming up. It's Christ Pentecostal Temple in Jamaica, Queens, and it's Pentecostal church, and just we got a totally different vibe than the Catholic Church. I've never been Catholic or a part of the Catholic Church in a day in my life, so I can't even imagine. I am sorry if you had a bad experience, and I encourage you, do not let these devils out here deter you. And church is within you, right? So you can pursue the word by, studying your Bible, looking up different versions. I love YouVersion Bible. I have Bibles on all my devices. I don't play. You need the word, okay? And listen, and I want to share with you, and I'm not going to preach. I'm going to get back to opening these packages. I want to share a scripture with you. Jeremiah 29:11, okay? And keep this in your heart. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. You hear me? God has a plan for you. God always has a plan for you. Don't let these devils deter you, okay? God has a plan. And what also comes up in my spirit as I say that to you, I also want to leave you with Don't focus too much on the past hurts. Sometimes we focus so much on the past hurts and the things that let us down and the things that didn't work out right. And trust me, your girl used to just really cycle and cycle and cycle through all the bad things that happen in our mind. And it's a distraction. It's a distraction, and it keeps you from your joy and your happiness. So you see how I had that light and that peace that you saw as I was talking about it? That's why, because I still pursued the word of God anyway. In fact, before I found Christ Pentecostal Temple, before one of my church mothers and my big sister uh, introduced me to CPT, I had started going to CCC in Brooklyn, Christian Cultural Center. So shout out to Pastor A.R. Bernard. And I know a lot of people who didn't know about him just found out about him. He got famous because of this whole DMX situation that was going on, DMX's best friend or something. I wasn't paying attention to the drama, but that was the word in these streets. And so I started off there. And what I loved about it was that he's more of I'm very academic, intellectual. So what I loved was that, yes, it's huge, right? But I just love that he's big on teaching, and he was really going into the word, and he was speaking facts. He wasn't, when you listen to him, it sounds logical. If I hear a pastor jumping all over the place and just spewing out opinion, you've lost me. Right. And what I also loved, like utmost love, he always tied in the message from the Bible and connected it with modern times, like contemporary situations, things going on and applicable in your life now. Another thing too, so now when I switched, if you're wondering, well, if it was so awesome, why did you leave? My grandmother kept encouraging me, don't you, you should be in a church where you can have more of a personal relationship with your pastor. You should be in a church, because she said it's thousands of people in there. You don't feel lost in there. And I'm going to be very honest and transparent. I let her know, I think I need this right now. And I think this is a very good place for me. Why? Because I'm lost in this sea of people. There's no time to engage in church gossip, who likes who's wearing what, and all that stuff. No, there was no expectation of me in showing up or anything like that. I could really be there minding my business. And it was really me, Pastor Bernard, and God. That was it. And sometimes that's what you need, right? Because when it starts being about who's looking for us to show up and how we show up and worrying too much about how you're dressed and everything like that, no. Church is really should be about come as you are. And it's about your relationship with the Lord, right? Now, the thing about that come as you are, and I'm not going to, be on here for 2 hours, but people get it misconstrued. People should be able to show up to church, come as you are, because it is church. It is going, it is getting the word, it's fellowshipping, right? You strive to be better for God, right? You start learning more about the word, and you start reading, oh, I was made in his image. Well, is my image godly? Am I carrying myself in a godly sense? Am I acting like I'm a blessed, highly favored child of God? Am I acting like the tail, or am I remembering I'm the head? Right? So God said, you are the head and not the tail. He said he has plans to prosper you and not to harm you, but you've been sitting in toxic relationships, acting like you're the tail. You've been sitting in toxic relationship, acting like you just not promised the kingdom. And God promises you, even before your enemies, he will bless you. He will anoint your head with oil. Your cup will overflow. So don't let these devils chase you out of church, okay? Remember your girl Gab said so. So finally, oh my gosh, and the irony, see, this is a gift from one of my church sisters. So she is at Creative Heart Worshiper on Instagram. This is my sister. Her name is Natasha Hill, and she is a beautiful artist. I want to do some kind of art event. I hope you guys can see it. I know the lights, I got a lot of lights so that you guys can see me when I'm on. You see that? So now she posted this picture. She's always posting her art to her Instagram and her Facebook and stuff. And I saw it, And I said, oh my gosh, it just reminded me of me. And wow, I'm getting personal. So after I got in the accident, and I'm working on not calling it my accident as if I'm personifying like it was made for me, right? Um, so after the accident, I never took a break, and I was just ready to go back to back and just fly on into medical school, no break, like a crazy. And what this picture reminds me of is a trip I had taken to Antigua post accident. And you see how it's a girl and she's sitting there with a broken heart and she's on this cliff and there's the ocean, there's the water. That was me alone at the cliff by the water. Someone took me by the beach. And it says, can I trade this heart for yours? And I could remember sitting there just feeling like all kinds of uncertainty and just, you're fighting to be whole within yourself. You're going to experience trauma in life. I hope you never experience a physical trauma like what I went through. A whole truck hit me. Not physically, I was in a car, but it totaled the car I was in, smashed it like a Coke can, and that was the end of that. Right? So this picture means so much to me. And what it also reminds me of is my personal and intimate relationship with God over the years. How I always come to Him and ask Him for love, to be with me, to help heal me, to watch over me, to make me whole. People are going to hurt you. They're going to hurt you. They're going to say some mean things. They're going to, this is not a cry moment, y'all. They're going to be set on misunderstanding you, right? So it's really, really important. Heal your broken heart. Heal your stuff. Fix your stuff. Work on your stuff. What are you pretending not to know? And start reflecting every day and writing in your journal. You know who you are. Stop dying to be loved and letting people tell you who you are. Stop dying to be loved and letting people tear you down and be set on misunderstanding you and have all these rumors and stuff swirling on about you, and you're not speaking up. You don't have to do that anymore. Okay? I promise you, it is better to go and go alone. You think you're alone, but I'm telling you, there is a creator in this world that just has us every single time. I don't know if the lights washed it out. I just realized I have a light shirt on, but I actually have a scar that goes from here to down here. Okay. So your girl, she survived. I made it. Right. It's after midnight. So yesterday, June 10th, was the anniversary. But I made it. Sorry you felt so alone, but so happy to see you relate to that drawing. It's sweet. Thank you. Yes. And it was a long, long road. I had no one to relate to. How many people do you meet that's been on life support? How many people do you meet that's had open heart surgery at 16 years old? How many people do you meet? I was temporarily paralyzed. I went through a lot, right? And I'm fortunate that I don't look like what I've been through, but at the same time, it was a gift and a curse, right? Because now I so badly wanted to be normal that I was like, I'm fine, even though I wasn't. I was so far from fine for a really, really long time. Um, and it's something that I still have things that I work through. And so that's why therapy is so important. I know last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, but guess what? Mental health awareness is a year-round thing, okay? Always work on your mental health. Always check in with yourself. Always work on your personal development. That's what makes you strong. Because when you fall out of alignment with those things because you're wrapped up in these toxic relationships, because you're so busy dying to be loved, you're not loving on yourself, you go so neglected. And that's when the cracks start happening. And it'll be like one little crack and then it's becoming like a big thing, right? So work on you, do your inner work. Okay. I love you guys. This is so good. Okay. I think I opened everything. And we'll end on this note because I did say I wanted to share I'm not going to tell fibs, right? I did say I wanted to share what was said on the back of this book. So it says, trauma is a fact of life. Veterans and their families deal with the painful aftermath of combat. 1 in 5 Americans has been molested. 1 in 4 grew up with alcoholics. 1 in 3 couples have engaged in physical violence. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, forgive me if I missaid their name, one of the world's foremost experts on trauma, has spent over 3 decades working with survivors. In The Body Keeps the Score, that's the title of the book, he uses recent scientific advances to show how trauma literally reshapes both body and brain, compromising sufferers' capacities for pleasure, engagement, self-control, and trust. He explores innovative treatments from neurofeedback and meditation to sports, drama, and yoga that offer new paths to recovery by activating the brain's natural neuroplasticity. Based on Dr. van der Kolk's own research and that of other leading specialists, The Body Keeps the Score exposes the tremendous power of our relationships, both to hurt and to heal, and offers new hope for reclaiming lives. So know that there is hope for you to reclaim your life. Like Auntie Maxine said about reclaiming your time, reclaim your life. You hear me? Reclaim your life after tonight. We are no longer dying to be loved. We are loving ourselves unconditionally. Okay? I cannot believe I'm up this late with you guys. I got Gift of Gab fit in the morning. Okay? I gotta work out, work out. I hope you enjoyed joining me this evening. Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you guys on my gram. Those of you who joined me on YouTube, those of you who joined me on Facebook, remember it is GW The Voice. It's your girl, Gabrielle White. This is the Gift of Gab Daily, where we discuss livelihood and lifestyle tips and advice. Thanks for sharing a part of yourself. I really enjoyed and appreciated it. Thank you. This is why I do it. Thank you for showing up for me. It means so much. And I look forward to keep showing up for you. So, on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. What day are we at? Whoop, whoop. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Hey, it's Friday. It's Friday. You have plans? You have plans? Listen. So, I'll see you guys soon. I'm so silly. We just have fun. We just have fun. We just have fun. We just have fun. I love you guys. Good night.